Have you ever been on a project that just felt like it was stuck in mud, tangled up in red tape and just endless meetings? Well, in this explainer, we're going to tear down that old model. We're going to uncover a blueprint for building high-performance teams that don't just work, they absolutely fly, and in the process, slash your time to market.
So here's our game plan. First up, we're going to pinpoint the exact roadblock that's slowing everybody down. Then we'll completely rethink how teams are structured. After that, we'll introduce a really powerful tool called the Freedom Scale to unlock their potential. And finally, we'll bring it all together into a complete high-performance blueprint.
It's a feeling we all know, right? You've got this brilliant idea, this amazing project, and it just gets stuck. So why does progress stall out like that? Let's get under the hood and really diagnose the root cause of why so many great ideas get bogged down in, well, corporate quicksand.
Okay, so our investigation starts with the default setting for so many companies. This is the traditional model, and as we're about to see, this is where all that friction really begins. So this diagram probably looks pretty familiar. It's the classic setup, a functional hierarchy. Now, notice how all the team members, marketing, engineering, you name it, they all report up to their functional managers. This creates these vertical silos. And what that means is their loyalty is pulled away from the project and toward their department. So communication gets bottlenecked, priorities get all divided, and the project itself, it often ends up taking a back seat.
Now imagine that siloed structure existing inside of what's called an interrupting host. Look over here at this diagram. All those red arrows, those are constant disruptions. Endless meetings, surprise requests from out of nowhere, slow approvals. So instead of the organization pushing the team forward, it's constantly interrupting their flow, creating drag, and just grinding all that progress to a halt.
Okay, so if that's the problem, how do we get out of this cycle of delay? The answer isn't some small tweak. Nope, it's a radical rethink of the very foundation of how we put our teams together. Let's build a better model.
And this isn't about just flipping a switch from slow to fast. It's a structural evolution. We're going to go on a journey from that tangled mess of a traditional team all the way to the rocket ship of an autonomous one, building speed and accountability at every single stage.
Our journey starts right back where we found the problem, the functional team. This is our baseline. It's slow, it's siloed, and the accountability is so spread out it's almost non-existent.
The first step forward is what's called the lightweight model. So you can see a project manager has been added here to try and connect the dots. But look closely. The reporting lines, they still go straight up to the functional bosses. And that means the project manager is really more of a coordinator than a leader. They might have some influence, but no real authority to actually make things happen.
Now this is where the magic really starts to happen, the heavyweight team. Just look at how the structure has completely changed. The lines of reporting now point inward to the project itself. Key team members are literally pulled out of their silos and are dedicated to this one mission. This creates a powerful, focused unit where the project is finally the #1 priority.
And this slide, this is the ultimate goal, the autonomous team. Here, those external functional structures, they practically dissolve. This team is a self-contained unit, directly connected to the customer, directly connected to the product. They don't need to ask for permission. They own the outcome, from start to finish. This is the structure that delivers unbelievable speed.
Okay, but having the perfect structure, that's only half the battle. You can build an autonomous team, but if they aren't truly empowered to make decisions, they're still going to be stuck. And this brings us to the next critical piece of the puzzle, the Freedom Scale.
So this is managed with a really powerful concept called the Freedom Scale. Think of it like a contract, a deal between the team and the organization that clearly defines who has the power to do what. And let me tell you, getting this right is absolutely critical for creating a high-performance culture.
Let's break this down. At the very top, level 1, you have maximum freedom. A team member just acts and reports back later. But as we move down the scale, the manager's control gets tighter and tighter. At level 3, it becomes recommend, then act. And then we hit the danger zone. Levels 4 and 5, ask what to do and wait until told. This is where empowerment, initiative, and speed just go to die.
And here's the non-negotiable rule of this entire system. Experienced professionals must operate in levels 1 to 3. That's where they have the leverage to get results. Levels 4 and 5 are not a career path. They are a temporary training ground for someone who is brand new and they need to get out of there as quickly as possible.
Now, the philosophy behind this is incredibly direct. This quote, while it's intentionally harsh, it really underscores the zero-tolerance policy for a lack of initiative from experienced pros. It's a stark, uncompromising way of saying that in a truly high-performance environment, passive behavior isn't just discouraged, it's completely unacceptable.
All right, so we have the right structure, and we have the right level of empowerment. But even the best team in the world can't succeed in a hostile environment. And this brings us to the final piece, the role of the wider organization.
This slide just perfectly illustrates the two types of organizations we talked about earlier. On the left, you see the provisioning host, where support and resources flow into the team, enabling them to succeed. And on the right, you've got the interrupting host, where bureaucracy and red tape create friction, actively disrupting the team's progress. It's really the difference between having a tailwind and a headwind.
The truly great organizations, they understand their primary mission: to be a provisioning host. Their job is to run interference for their teams. They obsess over removing roadblocks, fast-tracking resources, and building a company-wide mindset that is just relentlessly biased towards speed and action.
So, let's put all the pieces together. What does this complete blueprint for a high-performance team actually look like when all these elements are firing in sync? This is the engine that gets you to market faster than you thought possible.
And here it is. It's the powerful combination of these three things. First, you need the right structure, that autonomous cross-functional team. Second, you need true empowerment, a team that operates at level 1 or 2 on the freedom scale. And third, you need the right environment, a provisioning host organization that clears the path for them. You get these three right and the result is inevitable: incredible speed and total accountability.
And that leaves us with a final critical question to think about. Look at your own organization. Is it truly built to provision its teams for success, or is it built to interrupt them with roadblocks? And be honest with yourself. What level on the freedom scale are you really operating on day to day? Answering that, well, that might just be the key to unlocking a whole new level of performance.